Hi folks, today we are preparing ourselves to take the small mandala practice designs that we had done for the last few classes and add them to our final paper. We don't need our final paper drawing today. We're going to create a large square just like this, but on tracing paper, or if you're at home, simple computer paper if you don't happen to have tracing paper. So I'm going to put my sketchbook to the side today, okay? And I'm going to show you, in class I'll hand out tracing paper to everyone, but for those of you who are at home, a real simple way to do this assignment is to take a piece of computer paper, and there it goes, slippery table, and grab a pair of scissors. If you don't have scissors, I even had somebody yesterday fold along the line and do a simple cut. It's really okay. This is a scrap kind of paper that we're using here. So this is going to act as kind of a sloppy copy of our drawing. So right now you can see it mimics the square that we had drawn in our sketchbooks, but we just have one diagonal. So we actually want to create more diagonals. We want to divide this square into 8 parts, just like the square that we have drawn in our sketchbook. So I just folded it along both from corner to corner. So now we have 4 parts, right? I'll also fold it horizontally. Okay. And I will flip it and fold it horizontally or vertically again. I did this really quickly. I'm going to give you some time right now. I'll pause the video, or if you're watching from home at a later date, you can always come back to this later. Take a Sharpie and draw a dot with that Sharpie right there in the center. So now that we have 8 parts, what we're actually going to do is fold this back up again. Okay, so that we're just seeing one triangle. Okay, so again, if you need to pause the video and go back to that, that's totally fine. So you can see I still have this black dot here. I'll make it a little bit darker. What is this dot here? This is representing our center radius. You want to make sure that you know where that is so that when you start to transfer your design, you're drawing it in the right area. So there's my dot right there. Okay. Here is my small drawing design. It's not very clear right now. It's also really sloppy, and that's fine actually for a drawing like this. What we're going to be focusing on is just one section. I know that I like where things are placed. I know I like the overall idea of this drawing. So I'm right now just going over this so you can see it. You can, in Sharpie or pen, outline just the triangle here. And the reason for that is so that you can see it a little bit clearer when you start to translate what you see here to your final paper here. Okay. So pretty much you can see here, I'm looking at this small triangle. It's got the central point, so I'm going to match that up. I'm looking at the larger triangle. Here is my center point. Okay, here's that right angle. So I'm matching, and I'm going to draw what I see here, but I'm not going to draw from this because this is my sloppy copy. So instead, I'll take out this picture of the cardinal that I had printed, and I'm going to transfer, or I'm going to draw from this image here. Okay, so with a sharp pencil, it's really important. We're not drawing in a large space, so please make sure you're drawing with a sharp pencil. Take the time to get up and get that. With a sharp pencil, I'm going to draw what I see here, but I'm going to base it on what I see in my design over here. So if you notice, like about halfway down the longer edge right here is where I chose to draw the beak of the bird. And I'm going to actually start really lightly. Again, I'm looking at the photo here. I'm going to start lightly to sketch in what I see, and I can draw basic shapes. If you don't get it right the first time, that's fine. You can always erase and go back. Again, this is our sloppy copy, so erase marks are totally fine. Okay, so I'm just sketching. I'm going to try to keep this quick for you all. You're going to take a bit more time to really get as accurate as you can here. But I'm just sketching an overall basic outline, okay, of this bird. You want to get a little bit more details than I'm getting right here. I also see the leg coming down, okay, and the other leg. Okay, so I sketched the bird in there. Now, what are other elements I have here? So at the top corner over here, I see half of a heart. Okay, so I'm going to draw that in. I also see another half of a heart. Okay, for demonstration's sake, I'm keeping this design really simple, but you can spend as much time, or you should spend more time than I'm spending here to get this design. So you can see, hopefully this camera's not too far away, so you can see how I started to draw in here and break up the space. That's a lot of empty space, so I would definitely add more in. Maybe it's something like a cloud design, okay, or look up another image to look at. Okay, so once I have this drawn out, what I want to do is transfer it onto the other triangle. So if we were to open it up, you can see I just have that one triangle slice right there. So I'm going to move my image away. And what we can do now, this project is going to be a lot of tracing. Take your time, be patient with it. You know, we've got time in here. No need to rush through this assignment. So I'm realizing my camera is a bit far away. I'm trying to get closer for you all. Oop, and it's shaky. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll go over and really make sure that I'm being mindful of the outline here of this design. Okay, so this is a graphic design project that we're doing here. The fact that we're going over in pen and the way we are. Okay, take your time. Do as I say, not as I do, because I am going quite quickly right now, but take your time to really outline everything you see here. Okay, so I am taking my time, just kidding. I'm rushing through this so you all can see. Oops. Okay, what's going on here? Okay, so now that I've outlined, what I'm going to do is open this back up. Okay, and what I want to do is I want to trace what's on this triangle and this one across from it. Just simply folding my paper. Now, those of you with tracing paper will really easily see this drawing right now if you go over in Sharpie. Those of you who are at home and you're using computer paper, you might not see it as easily. So what do? You head over to a window. But for me right now, I'm recording this at night from home. So I'm grabbing just an iPad that I can place my work on top of. And now you probably can't see at home right now, but I thankfully can see. And I would suggest you go over in pencil first, but right now, let me try to lock this screen over here. Right now, I'm just gonna go over in Sharpie. And okay, I am not taking my time. You are taking your time. Cannot stress that enough. Okay, so I've start to plot my outline here. Okay, there's the wing, there's the legs. Okay, and what you'll see is as you take your time transferring this over, okay, you'll begin to get the reverse image of this design so that when I open it up, okay, so when I open it up, you can see I got my mirror image. And now simply, I don't have to have as many small folds. I can just kind of fold it in half. Again, take it back to that light box and continue to trace. So I'll show you just a little bit more, right? So I'm looking at those birds through here, taking my time to trace what I see. At this point, I can probably speed up the video. This is step number 1 of enlarging our image. Tomorrow we will be, or whenever we finish this, we'll be able to again take this to a window or a light box and transfer onto our final copy paper. We also could use something called carbon paper. We'll talk about that at a later date. Okay, watch this video as many times as you need to get the process.